Good morning, it's me again. I was gonna do my video yesterday like I normally do on Mondays, but my camera wouldn't work. There was some issue with some updates failing that I didn't realize was happening. And so I had my son look at it, and yeah, he fixed it, so that's good. I'm glad that he fixed it, though I could have gone on doing things until my life got better without the camera working. It just would have meant I wouldn't be able to do YouTube. Um, So that's something to keep in mind. If I do stop posting, it might actually be because my camera isn't working and I don't have another way of doing the videos. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep trying to do stuff. I mean, yesterday there was a lot on my mind and I was hoping to do the video, but yeah. I have my hair cut. My arm is hurting a lot, so I'm having a hard time keeping up with the length of my hair. If I can figure out what's causing it to hurt and get that to stop, then I might actually grow my hair back out. But if not, shoulder length is fine. Shania cut it. She cut it a little too short. It's my daughter. But that's her for you. I didn't want bangs because I've had bangs my whole life and they just hide my forehead. I think that's why I had bangs my whole life, because everybody made me like self-conscious of my high forehead, but then I found out having a high forehead actually means you're smart. So yeah, that's a thing. Um and I seem to have gotten that from my dad's side of the family, and so that explains where the smart came from, because there's not a whole lot of evidence of there being smart on my mom's side, though we are related to some very smart people, um, who were quite wealthy in their own time. Us, no, I mean, we're not like closely related to those very smart people either, so we are related enough to say that we are related, but proving it is going to be a bit of a difficulty. Like, we know we're related to JP Morgan, the original guy, not the company. Um, it's so far back. Yeah, we're probably too far removed. Even when that happened, we were probably too far removed, because Morgan's a big family. We thought we weren't related to the famous horrible Captain Morgan, and then we found out we are. Ugh. And like, that's like, but he was a horrible dude. He was just all around horrible. I don't think he was racist or anything. He was just horrible. He liked hurting people. He liked watching people suffer, and it kind of worked. But I do like how he died. Wife was like, he died, and the cops were like, okay, where are you gonna bury him? Because he was so horrible that even though it's pretty clear his wife killed him, his second wife, not his first one, um, yeah, they didn't do anything about it. That's how bad that guy was. Um, he was just all around bad. Um, but then we're also apparently related to fuck if I can remember his name. The airplane guy. Anyway, I think they did a movie on him. I think it was called The Aviator. Like really famous rich airplane guy did this Bruce Goose. We're apparently related to him. I just can't remember his name at the moment. Um, yeah, again, not closely. He would have been like my great grandma's cousin's youngest kid, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, we're not close related, and then on my dad's side, we're related to Bill Gates apparently. But again, I did the math, and we're somewhere between fifth and 12th cousins. So if we even met each other, it was briefly, and we don't really know that much about each other. So again, I'm not expecting an inheritance. I'm too far removed. um, yeah, it was it's an interesting family to be related to wealthy people. or famous people, but not close. We're not closely related, at least not that we're aware of. Well, that one guy would be interesting. The way he died was sad. He died alone, miserable, afraid of everything. And I'm not really sure how that happened. I think it was because when he hit the house, he was flying an experimental plane and it crashed into a house and there was a kid in it, and that just kind of fucked him over. I don't think anybody got killed, but I don't remember. Those experimental planes don't always like to stay in the sky. So Howard Hughes, that's who it was. Yeah. And when he died, and he wanted his inheritance, his monies, because he didn't have kids or any. I don't think he had kids. They weren't very many related people that he was close to. So he wanted his money to go to medical research for various reasons, like especially to figure out why he developed such weird fears near the end of his life. I mean, he basically let himself die because he was afraid of everything. I mean, people had to open the food in front of him and then he'd eat it cold because he was afraid to heat it up. It's like he was pretty much just in a hospital gown wearing Kleenex boxes for shoes, and he had money. He had money. He just was crazy. So, yeah, that was how that went. And there's a lot of crazy in the family history, so yeah. And the other thing on my mind, was that there was a big earthquake in Turkey, and I was worried about Istanbul cats, but it looks like they're fine. Um, I figured if he wasn't posting or wasn't posting as much, I wouldn't worry too much. We looked it up on the map. Istanbul shouldn't have been affected, at least not heavily affected, because it was on the other side of the country the earthquake was. But there's a lot of people that are in a really bad way because it was a big earthquake in a very poor region. So yeah, that's bad, and it's affecting Turkey and Syria. So you're gonna hear a lot about people dying, and it's not the bad guys, it's the people. It's it's the people, not the bad guys. So, well, maybe some bad guys, but for the most part, it's the people. Um, so we're praying for those folks and hoping that the people that we know about are okay. Because the only person that I even can pretend to care about in Turkey is Istanbul Cats guy, and he seems to be fine. He's just not posting as much, which makes sense because I don't know his life, so he might be trying to help a relative or get stuff together, like whatever their culture's version of doing a yard sale or a big charity drive thing. Um, he's probably busy with stuff like that, to try to help the people. Because I bet a lot of people are displaced. A lot of people have been killed. I mean, the funeral costs are got to be ridiculous. And like I said, it was very poor areas of both countries. So you're gonna probably see a higher death toll than you would have if you had a the earthquake that big hit the states. Because though we do have poor areas, most of our buildings are up to these codes that are like standards that these people in those areas never even heard of. So yeah, that's a thing. Um, so yeah, I was wanting to get all kinds of stuff going, and my booth cost went up. It's fine. It went up about $12, which makes it $70. So I have to get $70 before I can even get a check. I'm already at $40, and it's only like the first week. So I'm probably gonna at least make booth costs this month. And like last month, it was ridiculous. I made so much money in January. I'm hoping that remains a trend. So if I start getting like $200-300 checks all the time, that's gonna be great. I'm not really expecting it, but if that happens, it'll be great. Um, be able to pitch in a bit more with the house stuff. I'll probably still will need to buy some yarn here and there because the Krakens and some of my other things that I make need full skeins of yarn. I've got a lot of scrap, which I can do tons of scrappy stuff. I can do all the scrappy, but if the scrappy stuff isn't selling or I don't have space for it, yeah, um, that's the thing. So, I may still need to buy yarn, but if I can consistently get around $200 in checks, that's good. And, so I've got some yarn for my Krakens so that I can continue working on those guys, and I've got yarn for, I ordered some yarn for some Easter projects because I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do for Easter, but Hirsch Nurse has this really cool yarn that they got. It's an off-brand called Department 71. I finally got my yellow. I mean, I say that like it took forever, but it always takes them a few days to do the shipping and whatnot, and then so I got my yellow. It's great. I love it. I wasn't expecting the oil sheen. I was expecting like a gold colored, but no, I got like this oil sheen rainbow. I love it. So I got the other 4 colors that'll work for Easter. Because I have this really dark pink, a nice blue, like a like a like an aqua or turquoise blue. It's like a darker, that range blue, but not like super dark. And then there's like a spring green and white, and they all have that like shiny stuff on it. So I didn't get as many of those as I did the yellow, because when I got the yellow, I wanted a 5-pack, and when I went to get those, I realized I needed so much yarn that if I bought 5 packs, I'd be spending all of my yarn budget just on the 5 packs. So, yeah. But yeah, I've got that yarn coming so that I can do my Easter stuff. Got some yarn coming so that I can do more Krakens. And if I do good sales, I'll get more yarn and do more Krakens. And Eli says he wants to get me some yarn. Maybe he'll get me some yarn, enough yarn to do some more Krakens too. So who knows? But I've got a lot of things to do. I gotta do cat butt coasters. I came up with this really cute pattern. I should have brought one over. I don't know how to do this. Came up with this really cute pattern that's super adorable. I'll go get one. I'm so happy. It's not much different than the original one that I made, but it's got a little cat face. And he's looking over, so when you put the cup down on it, it'll cover up the butthole and it'll look like the cat's looking at you. Like, what are you doing? Super cute. The single ones. The single ones are $1.50, and I have sets of 4 that are $5, and yeah, they're gonna be up at Famous Joe's Vendor Emporium, and I'm trying to get more of them done so that I can sell, because I like having a little bit of spending money. I'm trying to get on everything I need to do. A lot to do. Don't even think about it. There's just a lot to do. But I am back on track. The camera is working. So that's a thing. I'm not gonna apologize for the camera not working because that's just something that's beyond my kins. I couldn't do anything about it yesterday, but well, when I was gonna do the video, but I did get it fixed and I am back on here, so that's good. I don't know why YouTubers apologize so much when they have to take a hiatus for whatever reason. I see the really well-established ones apologizing all the time, and it's like, people need to understand that life fucking happens. Shit comes up. Computers stop working. People need vacations. There's some other thing. It happens. It happens to everybody. So you shouldn't feel the need to have to apologize every 5 seconds because you weren't posting or you weren't available to somebody. And I don't know why people think they can make us feel like that, because if I'm not available, I'm not available. And this, I'm trying to be disability positive and like try to be helping people figure out how to get work or find some income, especially if Social Security's being a butt and won't help you. got an attorney and they're still fighting me tooth and nail. Ugh. But yeah, it's difficult world, and sometimes things happen, and sometimes we get sick, and sometimes the computer breaks, and sometimes it's fixable and sometimes it's not. So we just gotta learn to not stress each other out so much. That's something I think we need to do for a more positive world. Is just not stress each other out so much. I mean, people need to be more understanding of other people's needs and just the life happens. So that's something right there. Oh, that would help a lot. Also, we have a mouse in the house. He set off one of the mouse traps this morning and it didn't catch him. I can't figure out how to reset it. So I'm gonna have to have John or somebody look at it later. Cause John's at work and Eli's asleep and I don't know what the hell's going on with Shania, but she's not moving yet, so who knows. They moved her tonight, so yeah, she may not have time to look at it. Mouse might have broke the trap because we didn't get the flappy ones. Cause we didn't want the old ones where you have the bar and you set it with the hook and then it mouse steps on the thing and it flaps it. We didn't want to do that one because we didn't want the cats to hurt themselves. So we've got this little like plastic jiggy that's like a little house thing and you put the bait in the back and you set it and then the mouse goes up and then down and when he goes down to get the bait, it catches him. But for some reason it didn't catch him. And I think he might have broke the trap, but whatever. I it's such a little tiny, it's only like that big. He's only like that big. He's just a little tiny mousey, and he broke the trap. I might have broke the trap. I don't know if I'm just not able to fix the trap, but I'll have other people look at it. Uh, but we know he's still in the house because we see the cats both staring at the bottom of the stove like he's there, and they know it. It's funny. They're cute. Um, But yeah, I should probably pop off and get to stuff. I got lots of stuff going on. Valentine's is around the corner. Week away. I don't even know if I can get all the stuff I set up for done. It's fine though if I don't, because a lot of the Valentine's stuff will also work for Easter. Because, pastels, fun, ooh. So that's fine. And then I gotta do my St. Patrick's Day stuff. Though I don't know how well that's gonna sell, but again, most of it will also work for Easter. Um, So that's the thing. I'm gonna pop off and see what I can get done, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.